are passionate about upcycling and recycling. 3 tips for upcycling and recycling.
So, buy clothes that you genuinely like, and you feel that you can, always pick up pieces that you can pair with other things to create new looks. Don't buy just high impact clothes that people will remember. So buy pieces in your wardrobe that will pair up well with other pieces. That's one. Two, always try and use organic fabrics. It tells a lot about you. I mean, I actually literally judge people when I see somebody in a nice cotton dress or a lovely malmal fabric or a khadi fabric. It tells you so much about it. Earlier it used to be, "Arey, badi arty hai, badi art house hai, or jhola wale hai." Now it costs more than it would cost you to buy a lycra dress. So
Correct.
I go for it. Go for fewer pieces. Go for better pieces. Try not to just chuck clothes at the end of every season and do wardrobe cleansing like that. Make sure that the clothes you're giving away is not just given away to charity, because very often the kind of clothes you give away will never be worn by somebody on the street. Give it to friends. So I do this really fun thing with my friends, and because all of us are in the same profession, once a year we put out all the clothes that we're done with, okay, and we've had too much of it, or they called previously loved clothes. You hang them out, you call all your besties, give them champagne and say, you know what, take everything. The first time I tried to do this for the UP floods and all of that, and I said, ye sab charity mein jayega, so give me money for it, $200 for every outfit. Nobody paid me anything. They drank champagne, took the clothes and left. But I was so happy that I see them wearing it all over the place, and nobody will remember it, from whatever. So it's nice to first give it to friends, those kind of clothes, and the ones that you feel you can give to charity, which is easy and they're clean and they're not torn, let people have them. Let's share them. Those are my tips.
So your 3 tips for hair care.
Oh my god. Kill myself. So I can't help it. My hair really looked good, during the lockdown. But I've always really taken care of my hair. Okay. So 3 tips: don't color your hair too much. Okay, it just strips protein off your hair, and it takes the shine off. And I haven't colored my hair for 15 years. Honestly, I just haven't. The second thing is that whole oil massage once in 10 days is good, because it cleans it, not because of anything else. It cleanses your scalp, and more important than managing your hair is your scalp. You've got to keep your scalp healthy. Everybody must remember that. So to remove flakes, so if you work out, your hair gets sweaty, you must have a very mild everyday shampoo. You can wash your hair every single day, but you have to keep your scalp clean if you want it regrowth and if you want healthy hair. And of course I use as little as possible heated contact with my hair. So everything I use is to do with hot air, but never direct heat on my hair, because that just takes off the sheen, and that's about it. It's not rocket science. And also hair is also a lot to do with what you eat. You have to eat good vitamins. If you'll notice that when you're not keeping good health, your hair will be very dull. Okay, but when you're pregnant and you're having lots of nutrients, your hair shines. When you have the right vitamins, biotin and collagen and all of that, it starts shining. So it reflects inner health. So everything has to come into balance for your hair to reflect it.
3 tips, because you really build relationships and strong relationships over the years. And I see that you're always very giving and always full of gratitude. So your 3 tips for building strong relationships.
I think the most important factor for me in any relationship is loyalty. Whether it's your girlfriends, whether it's your... I think once loyalty has been established, you will always do right by that person. You will never try to hurt them or shortchange them. And the other important is listening more than talking. Okay, it's important to listen, and I'm a big problem solver, so I do that. And third thing is, you have to be very aware that a relationship needs nurturing. It's not like you go out and you click with someone and it's done and you're friends for the next 25 years. I think it's a lot of nurturing. You give them your time, you do stuff for friends, and the more you give, it's like a box, okay? You never take out more than you can put in. So
Correct.
only if you put in enough into that relationship will you be able to take out. If you're
Correct.
a selfish person who just takes, people will stop giving to you at some point of time. You will be the first one dispensed with. So make sure you're indispensable by giving more than you take.
And your last three tips. You are an amazing mom. I know that. Your three tips for building a bond with the children.
I think this has been. I mean, everyone finds their own way with their own kids because there are no kids who are the same, and you have to get the. I think spending time with them is very important. I feel I grew up with my kids. I still sometimes look at my kids and say, "Ye kiske bacche hain?" You know, I mean, I don't feel like their mom because I like to be one of them. You know, I like to interact with them like their friend, and I feel that they should know that you have their back and you will go to the moon and back to make sure that they're safe and nothing happens to them, and they should know that. And with that power, you form a bond because then they don't keep information from you. They don't. They know that should the worst thing happen to them out, there will be one person who will always set it right and watch for their back, and that fear that takes your fear out of most things in life. And the third thing is, I think kids need a little bit of discipline. I really feel that I'm not one of those very free-flowing American parents who let their kids have. My kids they go to an international school and they're very expressive and they're very good kids. But I also, have kind of brought in that whole brown parenting into the scheme because we were brought up like that. And I feel some of the values you grow up with are because you're taught the value of things, of relationship, the value of eating on the same table, not eating in your room, or the value of looking into somebody's eyes when you say hello and shake their hand and have that the smile reach your eyes. These are all important things. So I teach them respect, and they're all, and the value of having family and friends and cousins, and how they will always have your back. So it's important for you to be a little disciplined, so you show them what is right and what is wrong.